we got the big one, of course, Gamescom 2025. And I must say, this is a showcase where I thought I might be impressed with the main headliners, but no. I actually preferred the pre-show content more than the headliner stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure people like the Call of Duty Black Ops 7, but we know it's coming out every year. Although there were like a few surprises that were, nice and warranted. So I will just list down the stuff that I enjoyed, or at least maybe some of the pre-show stuff that deserve a bit more love from us. So first up, we've got Bubsy 4D. I was not expecting this. I thought they were just gonna repimp the collection. Turns out there is a brand new Bubsy game coming out in 2026, and is being made by Fabras, who is known for making one of my favorite platformers, Demon Turf, and the upcoming Demon Tides. That's a full-on 3D open world platformer game. I believe Bubsy 4D is gonna be that. It's gonna be telling the story of the Woolies coming again to invade Earth and stealing all of Bubsy's wool, which he loves a lot. So it's gonna be a 3D ass platformer game. It won't look like shit like in Bubsy 3D. It's a full-fledged kind of like cel-shaded-ish kind of platformer action title with, various levels of like platforming, enemy attacking, probably boss fights. This is just gonna be a lot of crazy platforming antiques happening, and yeah, what could possibly go wrong, right? That's a phrase right there from the show. Like, that was actually one episode of the show I saw. It was fucking terrible. But yeah, I think they had a guy who did a lot of voice work for video games, voicing Bubsy this time. So it's gonna be like he's gonna have a lot of quips whenever he dies, whenever he, wins the game, jumping around, making quirk, snark-ass remarks, and, dying in comical fashion. And if anyone can make Bubsy not shit, it's probably Fabras, who has made, again, really good platforming titles. So yeah, looking forward to that. And there's also a mode where if you want to make the game a bit more hardcore, Bubsy 4D has a mode called 9 Lives, where basically you start a game, you play through the game from start to finish. If all of your 9 lives, if you get touched, you lose 1 life. I mean, by an enemy or a hazard, you lose 1 life. If all of the 9 lives are gone, your save is wiped and you have to start from the beginning. That is very, very hardcore and, in tune with the 90s style of gaming and platforming and and whatnot. Really, really interesting difficulty thing right there. Alright, so we have the release date of Absalom. They showcased the new character, which is a frog who is a mage. Yes, in this beat 'em up roguelike title, you actually are playing as mages, but you've got like the sword mage, you've got the gun mage, you've got like a knife dual blade rogue mage, and then now you got a mage who is a frog, can summon illusions and throw fireballs and shit. Really cool stuff. And it has a release date, the 9th of October. Really, really awesome stuff. I'm looking forward to this title because they also made Streets of Rage 4, Gut Crush Games, together with Lizard Cube. This is their own title with their own art style and their own mechanics. It's a roguelike. You just gotta fight the Sun King from start to finish. Again, it reminds me of Shadows over Mystara, Dungeons and Dragons from Capcom, except in the more clean-cut kind of style. Like, it's a mix of Golden Axe, Dungeons and Dragons from Capcom, except in their own style and their own mechanics and battle. I played the demo. It is phenomenal, yo. It is really good stuff. So, holy crap, there are a lot of good stuff coming up. I mean, you've got like Mina the Hollower, and a couple of others. Speaking of Hollow Knight Silk Song finally has a release date, 4th of September. The game exists, and surprise, surprise, there is no drama behind why the hell the game is made for so long. The developers, the Team Cherry, said that through an interview from Jason Schreier, stating that no, there's no drama or whatnot. We actually enjoy making the game. It's just that we're a small team and we are taking our time making the game. And it does help that Hollow Knight sold 1 million plus copies, so that's money coming in to make sure that developers are getting paid to get the job done. And yeah, and to the point where this game is like so hyped up for so long. It's called Skong as well. Hollow Knight Silk Song is just so hyped up to the point where when the announcement was released, every other indie game developer has moved their game away from September 4th. to make space for Hollow Knight Silksong. So hats off for, developers for, admitting that, you know what, maybe we're not gonna go toe to toe with like the biggest, most anticipated title in the world. So we're gonna release our game like 3 weeks later. Yeah. And another cool thing about this is everyone from the media to players who aren't Kickstarter backers for the game will be playing the game at the same time. There will be no early copies of Hollow Knight Silksong, no early reviews or whatnot coming out for the game, because Team Cherry said they want to make it fair for people who Kickstarted and backed the title at the start, which was a long time ago, by the way, 2017 or 2019, I believe. I think that's fair. Look, the only company that has done this before, where everybody plays the game at the same time, media including, has been Blizzard. And they stopped doing that ever since they got bought over by Microsoft. And I gotta say, I kind of like that method of, game playing and game sharing, because, yes, I know I'm part of the media, of course, but even when you're in the media, even when you've done a lot of work, you've done your due diligence through meritocracy, got 100k subs, by the way, on our YouTube channel, got a healthy site, you do the great work and all that. Publishers are going to play favorites because, again, there's always the whole is who you know, the networking thing, and taking account of what you've done in the past or how controversial your character is and whatnot. So it just becomes really unfair for quite a number of people who work their asses off, where, again, people who may do their business, yes, it's fine, and those who actually do perform well and have they have the numbers to show, yes, they deserve to get higher and get the placement they are. But sometimes there are people who don't. The ones who actually got like even a fraction of our numbers. And the ones who don't prove themselves as much, who actually network better and do, talk behind the scenes better and whatnot. Who actually get a leg up in these press invites and whatnot. Again, I might sound like a sour grape, but at the same time, I've lived through this throughout my entire career. There is nothing more infuriating than people who work their asses off, who actually get ahead, because I might sound like I'm entitled, maybe, but I'm just being fair, because I'm not a guy with small views and small clicks and I've been around doing this for a while here and there, making a career, making content that I enjoy, and there's a lot of shit I have to go through and put up with, and that is something, and this whole non-meritocracy, getting ahead, the whole industry tight-knit thing going on. Again, it happens in any industry, but that doesn't mean it's something that's just good and happening. Like, again, you gotta be a trusted person to review code and, have your name on. I mean, if you do all the checklists and all the work, yes, you are deserved of, being elected to go to get invited, and that's fine. That's fine. Getting press invites and getting early copies and whatnot, that's fine. That's people who've done their homework. But there are people who don't do that. In fact, I can tell you like 1 or 2 people who don't even update their OpenCritic, or don't even have OpenCritic, stature, or even the numbers that we have, who are, getting ahead because of who they know, and whatnot. Again, this applies to everywhere around the world, honestly. But it has to be said. It has to be said. Yes. But anyway, back to Hollow Knight Silksong. Everyone's on the same level playing field. The last time this happened was probably Hi-Fi Rush, where the game got shadow dropped and everyone was scurrying to make content for that. I'm glad to be one of the first few who actually got ahead and did some of the walkthroughs and comparisons and whatnot. Because when we're on the same level playing field, it's meritocracy that actually gets ahead. And that's all I gotta say about the matter. So Hollow Knight Silksong, 4th September. Everybody has the same level of performance and, getting shit out content-wise and whatnot, playing through the game. So it's all about skill in the end, yo. So, yeah. Alright, Sekiro No Defeat, the anime has been announced. It may be AI made. The studio behind it has dabbled into AI. But I believe this is like a case of someone just taking a bad screenshot of a game, of the show, and saying, oh, 5 fingers or 6 fingers, oh, that's an AI thing. Again, we gotta see the final product and analyze the final product. But At the same time, the fact that the producers have said that they had dabbled in AI for their works, again, does bear mentioning and, concern. We will check the show out if we, get an early copy, or again, I'll be curious to watch it regardless. It's on Crunchyroll, so some of us have like a subscription to that, so we can just check it out. Other titles announced. Valor Mortis is an upcoming first-person Souls-like taking place during the French Revolution, I believe, because of the muskets and the soldiers were dying. It's made by one more level of Ghost Runner fame. So I see a lot of blocking, attacking, and parrying, and a lot of like the gothic things going on. So it's got that Souls-like kind of vibe to it, and it's first person. It's gonna be interesting to see a first person favorite studio doing a first person game. I guess they're done with Ghost Runner, but again, I pick both Ghost Runners. They are very challenging, so I think Valor Mortis is gonna be along that same block of breaking your balls, busting your balls before you get ahead. Zero Parades is a new computer RPG from Zaum. The new Zaum, because the Disco Elysium people left. A lot of things have happened in between that time from 2019 up till now. So Zaum has announced a spy-themed CRPG. Whether it'll be as political as Disco Elysium, we'll never know. But you're probably going to see a lot of like ex-developers being very... Again, they're probably going to talk about the project. They're going to play the project. And we're gonna see that this will not be the last news we hear about Zaum. Or maybe we might hear death threats, who knows. Let's see, what else on the list? Okay, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is an upcoming Lego game with Batman. Talking about covering all the movie Batmans. I believe it's just the films. And there's gonna be an open world for Batman to explore. And I believe Bane is voiced by Matt Berry. That's classic, casting right there for a comedy game. Could be fun. It might have the co-op thing going on, like 4 Batmans can team up in the open world to play in this world. It's again, Warner Brothers hasn't had like a gold mine with their superhero games, as well as even multiverses. So hopefully this will be something they can pull through. Who knows? Death by Scrolling is an upcoming action RPG from Ron Gilbert, the man who made the Monkey Island series. So it's a Zelda-style action roguelike title where death is chasing you. You get caught, you start over from the beginning. Got some roguelike mechanics. I don't know, I might need to actually play the game and see the storyline, because when I think Ron Gilbert, I think snarky humor and fourth wall breaking kind of stuff. And narrative, point-and-click adventure games. Not so much an action title. Then again, he did make Dead Spank, so all 3, that's, what's it, 4? The 3 or 4, the Dead Spank games, so again, this is him probably wanting to go back to that make an action game, a top-down action game, but maybe put a bit more emphasis on the story. Indie game Unbeatable gets a release date, 6th November 2025. There are so many demos of this game, I was wondering when the heck this music game is coming out. Looks good. If you like, it's got that whole Fooly Cooly style kind of artwork, anime style, with really good beat rhythm game mechanics and some good rock music, indie rock music going on. So we'll see how it goes. I think they spent more time on the storyline and just trying to get it out the door. So I also saw this game always being presented at MagFest, this year's MagFest and the one last year. So it's really cool to see the developer, D-Cell, getting this out there for everyone to play. Yeah. Shout outs to the D-Cell folks. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is finally coming out. It is coming out for 21st October for PC and consoles. This game had quite a development history where it was announced, it was being built, and then the developers left, a new publisher and developer team took over, and then now there's a new team who worked on this, and apparently the big kerfuffle is 2 out of the 7 clans are behind the paywall, and that's not good considering the first Bloodlines game had all of them available from the get-go in the mid-2000s. So having this popping up, it's crazy. It's honestly insane. La Divina Commedia is a new third-person action game from Giamma. it looks interesting, and plus it's been a while since we had a Dante's Inferno kind of title, set in hell with all the circles and stuff and whatnot. It looks like a Souls-like game, I think, but again, this is pure CG, so we don't know. It could be a fake trailer for all we know. And for those who don't know, La Divina Commedia is the Divine Comedy. Yeah, so make of that what you will. Nice to see a Dante's Inferno game coming out that isn't very gratuitous with its... I mean, it might be gratuitous with its content. We'll see how it goes. And a couple more. Cult of the Lamb, Will Haven is a new DLC coming out in early 2026. Cult of the Lamb was one of those really good sim/roguelike games, so having new bunch of content coming out now happening in the snow world with a new bunch of gods to worship or fight against, will, for early 2026, that sounds like a good time of fun, a buttload of fun, Ghost of Yotei Legends, a multiplayer co-op, is coming out in 2026. The single player game is coming out later in October 2nd, but the multiplayer version will be coming out in early 2026. So if it's anything like Ghost of Tsushima, it'll be fun, co-op, fun for all. Yeah. And just a couple more. Jill Valentine is going to be a new character in Nikkei Goddess of Victory. They only showcase her front, so it'll be interesting to see how she performs the back, because that's the selling point of Nikkei, which is the physics and the shooting, right? Right. Fallout Season 2 airs on 17th December. The new trailer shows off New Vegas, bits of New Vegas. Lucy and the Ghoul coming in to check out the remnants of New Vegas. Got a bunch of flashbacks coming in back and forth. You got Mr. House being played by Justin Theroux, and you get to see at the end of the trailer the Deathclaw in its glory. Well, more or less the face, the horns, the claws. But yeah, it's probably going to be a big bad. They're going to spend a budget on that, as well as the power armor from the Brotherhood. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they take New Vegas. I suspect this might be a prequel before the courier comes in the game, Fallout New Vegas. Because of how the landscape is and how the locations are, from the dinosaur in the Dino Inn Hotel with the sniper, Boone the Sniper, where Boone the Sniper hangs out, to the location, New Vegas. It'll be interesting to find out whether did it happen after the second Hoover Dam battle, or is this leading up to the first Hoover Dam battle? So many possibilities. I suspect my prediction is it's gonna be like the first Hoover Dam battle. This leads up to that, and then you've got the storyline of Fallout New Vegas happening, the game storyline, where the courier gets shot by Benny, and then he has to go to New Vegas to get his history and whatnot. And last but not least, we have a Black Myth follow-up from Game Science, Zong Kui, they call it. It is based off the prosperous ghost hunter god who has 5 bats of prosperity who change how he fights and how he gets lucky and whatnot. It is the follow-up to Black Myth Wukong, so it's going to be like a new chapter, a new take on popular Chinese myth stories, and then making it into a dark action RPG title. So not much will... again, it's being developed right now, so there's no gameplay. It's only just a CGI trailer. I just suspect it's going to take another 5 years. 2029, 2030. I think by the time that reaches my US visa will expire by then. And yeah, it's just going to be another action RPG. I did enjoy Black Myth Wukong, so this if it's just anything like that, maybe with a different fighting style for Zong Kui, this could be a wild ride indeed. Yeah. And that's the only news I give a shit about for Gamescom 2025. Really good stuff, mostly at the pre-show rather than the main show. But it's nice that a title like Unbeatable and the Hollow Knight Silk Song get like release dates, as well as Absalom. So as you can tell, I'm looking forward to more indie titles coming out this year, as well as, I guess you could say Bubsy 4D is an indie title per se. I mean, it's being made by one guy and a few others, right? So yeah, we got that. So really, really cool stuff. So all in all, not the best show, not the most bombastic, but still there are some titles I enjoyed. It's just an okay presentation, an okay kind of show. So that's it for me. Thanks again for watching me ramble on about video games. and reviewing Shinobi Art of Vengeance, a game you should absolutely buy when it's out. And also, yeah, and Animangaki 2025, really good stuff too. Just not feeling the vibe. Well, I mean, I am feeling the vibe a lot of the crowd coming in and all that, but at the same time, I've been to like 5 or 6 of these. I think I'm gonna have to take it easy on some of these events. If you love this content, if you like videos like these, podcasts like these, do check out our website, do check out our YouTube page right here that you're watching right now. Do like and subscribe to our page. We post new content every week. And this show is brought to you by the ASEAN Digital Content Summit 2025, ASEAN's Games, Animation, and Creative Tech Summit, happening from 2 to 4th September 2025 in Persada Johor International Convention Center, Johor Bahru. Bridge the gap, bridge the future. Thank you all. See you then. Bye-bye.